Alright guys, so next we're going to move on to non-hazardous ampule. So again, I've done all my calculations here. If you notice, I put a little note for myself. It says open system. An open system is basically an ampule, because once we break off the ampule top, then it's just going to be completely exposed. So that's why it makes it an open system versus a vial that has a rubber stopper. Okay, that's considered to be a closed system. So I basically do that to remind me that my syringe is not going to need any air. Okay, so I've basically wiped down most of my supplies here. The only thing I did not wipe down is my ampule, because I want to make sure that you guys understand. Sometimes a liquid gets stuck in this part here, in the neck. It's very important for us to clear that liquid. And there's a few different ways to do that. I typically like to tap it here to make sure that I know everything is out of that area. And then once you clear it, then you go ahead and wipe it. And put it in your 6 inches. So I have already sprayed my hands at the beginning. I saturated my lint-free paper towel with 70% isopropyl alcohol. I wiped down all my supplies. And now I'm getting ready to stage my supplies. So I like to start with my IV bag. Then I start with my ampule. Again, open the syringe towards the airflow. Tip facing the airflow. Same thing with your needle. Open it towards the airflow. Attach it, and now it's horizontal. I'm going to go ahead and open my first alcohol pad. I'm going to use that one to wipe my white IV port. Wipe that towards you. The next alcohol pad, I'm actually going to set that one down. That's where my filter needle is going to go. Remember, the filter needle is this green guy here. I'm going to unscrew that. There's the top part that breaks off. The opening goes again towards the airflow, and that goes right on top of my alcohol pad. My third alcohol pad is going to be for my ampule. You're going to open the alcohol pad, so it does open up like this. And I'm going to wrap it around the neck of the ampule. Remember, ampules are glass, so this is very important, and it's basically more so as a protection for you. So now that I have that wrapped around that guy, I'm going to go ahead and spray my hands, because I'm ready to start compounding. And so again, because this is an open system, I am not going to have air in my syringe. However, I do want to do what's called breaking the seal. Breaking the seal is basically pulling back initially and then pushing the air back. For whatever reason, because of this black rubber part that's inside of the syringe, it becomes very hard for you to initially pull back. So if I didn't do that, and I just went into my ampule right away, it's gonna make it very, very hard for me to pull back. So that's why we like to break the seal first, push all the air back out, and then we set that down. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and break my ampule. Remember, the ampules, you always break either to the left or right corner of the hood. We never break the ampule directly into the HEPA filter, okay, so where the airflow is coming from. You need to make sure that you align your thumbs like this. So basically this middle part where my thumb is not going to be, that's going to be the weakest area of the neck. You want to make sure that your left arm is straight. And then you break towards you. And now I put that off to the side. Now, if you recall, when I did the single draw earlier, I actually got rid of my trash here, right? You don't always have to do that. You can do it either way, because this hood allows us those 6 inches where we can have trash, okay? So some of you may like to just have all your trash there off to the side. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And others may like to clear all your trash, get it out of the way, and then start compounding. Okay? Remember, when you do start compounding though, you cannot go out of the hood. So now I'm going to bring my ampule towards me. I'm going to uncap my needle. For ampules, now you have to have your bevel down because that's the opening of the needle. And that's what's going to help you withdraw all of your medication out. So I'm going to withdraw everything out of my ampule. We always take everything out of the ampules. And most medications will often have overflow, meaning you're not going to have exactly what the ampule or vial says it has. Now I'm going to cap my needle, clear my air bubbles, pull back, and see how much medication do I have here. Oh, this one happens to be exactly 2 mLs. Cool. Sometimes you may get an ampule where you have 2.2 mLs, 2.4 mLs. In those cases, when you have overflow, you need to figure out, okay, well, how much am I over? If you're over 0.2, that means that you're going to, when you're getting ready to push your medication in, you're going to stop at the 0.2 line because you have 0.2 of overflow. If you have 0.4, then you would stop at the 0.4 line, so on and so forth. Since I actually have exactly 2 mLs and that's what I need, I'm going to go ahead and unscrew my regular needle off. Screw my filter needle on. I'm going to then uncap. Bring my bag towards me. Again, I'm going to apply pressure on my white port, bevel up, and I'm going to push all my medication in. I'm going to cap that guy, pull back to what I injected, which was 2 mLs. Roll my bag, put my patient label, cap my white IV port. I'm going to bring my ampule to where the syringe is, and it's very important for you not to throw this guy away, because when the pharmacist comes over to check your work, they're going to basically be checking that you first initially used a regular needle and then you used a filter needle. Remember, we use filter needles for all ampules, okay, and that's for safety reasons.